Ladies and gentlemen, traders. Welcome back to another Relentless recap. How are you guys doing today on this beautiful Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening? When are you tuning in? Where are you tuning in? Leave it down below. All right, enough of all the antics. Let's jump into this recap. Let's talk about how we made a mess of this day on crazy opportunities such as ZAPP, ticker symbol ZAPP. This one's an electrical vehicle company, as well as ticker symbol. Well, we had a lot of trades here, a lot of stocks. LGVN. Man, these were the two that we traded. LGVN really got the better of us here. And on on such a nice move, it is a little disappointing that we miss both of the key breakouts. Sometimes it is what it is. I love to trade the breakouts, but sometimes they slip through cracks. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about the dip trades, the dip opportunities, and how we got ourselves red, right? Which was, dead by 100 cuts essentially with some more size. So before we really jump into it, remember the disclaimer. Day trading is risky business. A lot of people out there are struggling. So if you're new to the markets, even if you've been around the block a couple times, but you're not quite where you need to be, guys, as you're going through the learning curve, ensure that your risk is limited. Ensure that your tuition to the market is low. You can guarantee this. This is actually one of the few things we can actually use the word guarantee, right? If you utilize paper trading accounts and very small share size, you give yourself a really high chance of limiting your risk in terms of just losing money and tons of it. If you stick to small share size, 5 shares, 10 shares, 20 shares, because when you're trying to prove concept, you don't need these thousands of shares, guys. 5 shares, 10 shares, 15 shares, 100 shares, small size relative to the stocks we're trading, we can give ourselves longevity. We can give ourselves a chance, right? So keep that in mind. No matter the industry, the field, the career, no one comes into a brand new space and is just an expert. It takes time. It takes months, more commonly years. So remember not to copy trade as well. For everything I just said, at this point, it's obvious why copy trading doesn't make any sense. You have to learn the setups, the strategy, and that takes time. Lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers, so be careful with fake accounts. I will never message you first, all right? Lengthy disclaimer, but it needs to be that way. I know some of you guys tune in every day. You're like, oh, here we go, this guy talking about the disclaimer again. It needs to be that way, for the casual viewers that'll tune in from time to time. So, for context, LGVN, this one here was a continuation move. Started off yesterday around 90 cents, pushed up into after hours, got all the way up to 270s, 280. I mean, really nice move coming into today's session. We had a pre-market high of 85, essentially a double top versus yesterday's level, and it started off red. And this is where I essentially got on the back foot and on the heel. Opportunity cost, guys. My watch list had about 6 stocks, so I usually will keep 3 on screen. And I'm watching the 3 that I think has the best chance. And even then, sometimes you really get tunnel visioned on one that starts to move. And, BRTX was that stock for me early. I was green about 250 in the first couple of minutes here. You can see in pre-market, this one did all right. It was trending up into the open. And it even had its own red to green, right? Going from about 217 down to 190 and then back up to 216 and so forth. So when we come over to LGVN, we'll see that this one had a similar setup, but had a much better follow through, going all the way up into a halt. And it was so close, when this other stocks, let's look at the time aspect here. 1003, 1005 area. When this other one started to sell off and show some weakness, I decided to switch gears. Let's see. This is 950. Actually, okay, the time doesn't quite align. I might have been looking at something else. It's super early, so sometimes I forget. This all was all the way back at 10 a.m. this morning, right? 6 o'clock right now. Ay, ay, ay. Getting old. But anyhows, the point is that I was watching a different stock. I started my rotation. I saw this thing pushing up, but I missed the move, man. I missed this move by maybe 15 to 30 seconds. And it's tough because, we had high of day here, 58, and the high of this range was 250. So break of 250 triggered the entry for break of 58, which then led all the way to the high that we see here, which was 95. This thing ripped up, got halted up. If I capture a move like this, it doesn't guarantee a sweet big green day, but it puts me in a great position to really lock in. And sometimes, a few candles out of the day can make a difference, right? A few minutes, right? This is the 1 minute chart right here. Let's just look at a couple of these candlesticks. I mean, between right here, this breakout, and these two candles here, that's just 3 minutes in which the stock probably did. Let's just measure this. This one was what, 19%. That's about 19% right there. And between this move, between these two candles, another 18%. This thing did 40% in just two candlesticks in two areas. Now the rest of the stock, not that it was awful by any means or anything like that, just a little trickier to capitalize. Right here, we're downtrending. If you don't capture these dips properly and determine the bottom quickly, you can be out. You can get chopped out, or even if you are in on the dip, but we don't get the bounce immediately, you can also be chopped out, right? So, when we're not seeing the uptrend, it can definitely be a little tricky. And you definitely don't want to get caught on the wrong candlesticks. You know, Looking at these 2 minutes right here, down this one, huge rejection here. You definitely don't want to get caught there. So when it comes to the hyper scalping trade style, we're getting in and out hundreds of times. And so ideally, I want to be watching this bull flag, and I want to be attempting trades either at the lows or at the highs or both. And in this case, we had a high obvious level of 250 and 258 from earlier in the day, and we had a low of 35 and 35 at double bottom. And so these are the areas I could be watching: low or high, high or low, and looking to get the move. Missed this entire area. Thought the resumption might have been good, and I bought the dip. And the dip kept going lower. So it didn't start off great. We bottomed out around 67. I had a few trades in here at 70. I think I got caught initially buying like 74, stopped out at like 70 and 69 because I'm in a little too high. But I had a trade at 70. I think we caught something here. We can check around 1014 just to see how it played out. Let's reset here and come down to 1014. So initially we're in at 7. It was holding at 81st. So I took a couple of trades around this level here. But then it started to come down. Let's see. 1480. Man, my memory. Okay, maybe we have to pull up the archive. Did I not take trades at 10:14 a.m. at 67? Let me check. I thought I did. I thought I was watching this area, and I sometimes my memory. This is why you have to record your screen. This is a perfect example. Twice already, my memory is in the gallows. Where's this thing? Um, okay. Lows. Let's see. We didn't have the low of 75 or 67 yet. Let's see. There's 73. Let me go back a little bit. There's okay, there's 70. Let me go back some more. And we had ZAPP halted up. So both of these stocks kind of moving at the same time. Hmm. See, this is not good. This is not good. It's not good. It's not good. When is that resumption? 44? No, no, no. 14, no, 15 and 39 seconds. The resumption is at 15 and 39 seconds. It's currently 14. I shouldn't be watching at this unless there's at least 30 minutes, 30 seconds, 30 seconds to the resumption. So I'm clicking over on this screen. I don't know why in the heck I'm doing that. Why? And I'm not watching this thing here at the tape in that area. Well, it looks like I'm gonna even get rid of it. Well, there's the dip gone. Ah, brother. Come on. Okay, it looks like I was trying to gear up for this resumption, but not necessary. Not necessary at all. Not necessary. Not necessary at all. And I think this resumption was a mess. Or was it 10 minutes? I think it turned out to be 10 minutes. I'm going to come back to the other stock in a sec. I got a terrible fill right here. Some brutal stuff, man. Brutal stuff here. 7 by 8. The high's at 17. We got 10 by 10. There's 2 by 10. The spreads were brutal. We had 95 by 96. Man. Frustration. When did I hit the buy button? Hold up. Get rid of this. See, this is just so brutal, man. I'm aiming for below 2. I'm aiming for below 2 right here. And, you know, where is the liquidity? Where is the liquidity, man? I know I'm getting sidetracked from LGVN, but this was an interesting trade. So when you guys hear me sometimes complain on the live stream, like, oh, come on, like I thought I could have gotten a better fill. A lot of times I'm waiting for the spreads to tighten up at a level that I desire. And then I hit the buy button, but the ask price, and I don't think it's because of my order. Look at that. Look at that, man. 95 by 96. I am long. There's 07. I'm filled at 07. It goes to 14. I should have tried to sell the ask right here. There's 8 by 10. There's 4 on the bids. And then get this. After I sell, this thing is going to jump up to... Was it here? No. It might not have been here. I think that was later in the day. It jumped up to 20. I took a very similar trade later in the day. I think that's when I'd gotten caught in the halt down. I tell you, man. You know, that's it. Part of the deal. Part of the deal. Anyhow, it's coming back to LGVN. You know, just the lack of paying attention to it, I think, was my real problem in the beginning. Later into the day, my problem became not sizing down sooner. Right here, we broke down the previous level of 67, but the moment it got back over 67, it's going to start to gain volume here. 68, 69, 70, there's 70, and it's going to push all the way 75 and 80. But even this push right here, you can see wasn't as smooth. So if you're in there 65, 68, you really got to be looking to give this thing a few minutes. Because even just 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds might not have gotten you the result versus, let's say we skip ahead right here, 30 seconds. Now we're at 78. We skip ahead again. You can see it's back down to 70. And then another 30 seconds, we're back at 80. So it's definitely the type of stock you'd have to hold from 65, 68 to 80, 15, 12 cents. Not bad, but definitely you got to hold to give this type of stock a chance. This is a grind, and it was very similar to the one we had yesterday. Can't remember the name, but up until that one got halted and took off, it was pretty miserable. And right here, I doubled my losses attempting a breakout trade. So we got up to 90 rather quickly. This type of stuff catches me off guard with this type of stock because we're grinding, 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 and then this is what I would expect to see from it when it's strong. But wasn't quite ready right there. My guard is down. We go from 80 to 90 within 4 seconds. We didn't have to skip right there. Just we didn't have to skip the recording. It just went crazy. So the moment it comes down a little bit, I get long because I'm thinking we're gonna push over 90 and get going. Instead, I'm selling on the way down, and in a matter of seconds, mere moments, we're down here at 60. And I could have easily, if I wasn't quick to sell, just like that, you're in 5,000 shares out at 60. 20 cents, not would have been awful. That would in itself would have been a 1K loss. The dip, I always have a hard time buying the dip immediately after the move down if I'm in. So I avoided the dip right there in case it was gonna keep going lower, and this thing curls up later. So let's see, over 70. Once it gets to 80, man, this is so tragic how I missed this one. This is my fault. Jeez, man, this is ridiculous. Tomorrow, I think the DAS platform is good. I'll be utilizing my hotkeys again. I don't think we have issues. At least there's no reports of issues. So I'm gonna get my program hotkeys because this right here is gonna cost me. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop because I do like Thinkorswim when I have two entries open, two order entries. I'm gonna stop to create one right here, and I'm gonna miss the stock right here. Right here, I'm gonna miss the stock. I look back and the thing's at freaking 320. This is my fault though. This is 100% my fault, especially when I have hotkeys already programmed to do this. And there's no way I should be looking away from the stock in this area. It's just ludicrous to look away. Just like I was just in 2,500 shares at what was that, like 89? That's what I should have been doing, and I would have caught this sweet breakout. Because right there at 89, what are we thinking we can get? 95, maybe 98. But instead it goes to 315 and then 320. This right here, these types of again, these types of candles are the candles that you need to capture throughout the day, right? Especially in my situation here where I got caught on the last breakout, and this one happened to be a false breakout. And this candle is the equal and opposite reaction of this red candle that we just had. The risk is always present, the reward is always present, right? So we got to be quick to cut the losses when it's not going in our favor, and look to hold our winners a little longer when it's moving up, right? So what I tried to do here, I tried to buy a dip, but it's not going to work. Let me just quickly come back to see how this last area went, because I was pulling this thing up as it got halted. So I initially had ZAPP on screen, and then I'm just rotating through stocks. I pulled it up down on the YouTube screen below. I pulled it up here. There's 75 by 80. By the time I get it on screen to really like see what's going on, so this is within the 10 seconds. I type it in LGVN. I guess I'm a little slow to do that, and then I pull it up 95. Cannot miss these type of candles on the day, man. You really can't miss these candles. This one, it was just bad timing. The other one, completely and utterly my fault. Even 2,500 shares right here, and this is what makes the difference on the day. 2,500 shares at 90, and we're selling at 15. You know, that's 25 cents will make in that trade. Let's actually do the math on my phone. Was that like 650, I think? 700? 2500 at 0.25. Yeah, 625. Just like that, red to green puts me in a much different situation on the day, right? Instead of down 500 here on at the time, I'm green, right? And it's this thing where if I do happen to lose more money, hey, that's the day. Like guaranteed that's the day. Right here we tried to buy the dip so aggressively over and over and over, and it would not bounce. And so we ended up giving back profits. Not profits, but going deeper into the red rather. Over here where I throw in my mental capital, this is where we get the bounce, and it's like, are you kidding me? It's one of those type of days, you know. I think if I caught those areas, I would have given back profits. I think I still would have been aggressive on the dips, but for sure, it would have had a huge offset. We captured those two moves. Worst case scenario, we're small red or small green, even if we gave back, rather than hey, just straight up red because we missed the big moves. So you know, tomorrow we got to make the adjustment, and I need to have my DAS Trader platform signed in and ready to go. I haven't been using it, especially not since we've been hearing of the disconnect. But being that everything looks smooth for all the other traders, it's kind of this thing where, you know, I kind of just, you know, see what the guys say, and if everything is good, then, you know, because they do use it more than I do, right? Tim, Marcelo. But yeah, that's the day. That's the day right there, guys. That's the day. Red day recap. I did think about walking away 3 times, and because we did get a nice move, I decided to stick around, perhaps using a little too much size. But yeah, take care, stay safe, stay green. 22 minutes. I hope you guys did enjoy. Hit that thumbs up on the way out, and I'll catch you later. Just stupid fly, man.